to the cloud. Hello and welcome, everyone. Scott Schilling here with Champions of Inspiration. This is going to be a fun show. The reason it's going to be a fun show is going to be very obvious very quickly, because when you're all smiles all the time, it's hard not to have fun. Vinney Chopra came to the United States from India with $7 in his pocket. Now, that was 40 years ago. And what can you do in 40 years? Well, you're about to hear some pretty amazing things. Vinney, thank you for joining us on Champions of Inspiration.
Oh, thank you, Scott. It's such a pleasure to be here. I hope I can add some value.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about it, because you grew that $7 into $750 million in real estate assets. I mean, that's just phenomenal. So let's go back to the beginning. You came here with $7 in your pocket. How do you go from where you were 40 years ago to where you are today? What was your start?
It all depends. I'm a mechanical engineer. I came to learn MBA in marketing, and then probably combining the two, I thought I'll make a good living. But while I was doing my MBA at George Washington University, I realized sales and marketing, and everybody has to be a salesperson first. I just loved it. I sold door to door, encyclopedias, educational books, Bibles, and earned some money. Then I said, you know what? Why don't I become maybe more relationship building business? And I became promotional consultant. That's what I did, and closed my engineering in a box. So 40 years, I've been a promotional consultant, fundraiser, public speaker, just all kind of things. And then real estate got in up my brain and my blood. 42 years back when I got married, that's when we moved to California near San Francisco. And that's where we got the bug of real estate. And we had single family homes, quite a few. But then my life changed in 2005. I became broker. And I said, I don't want to sell and buy homes, but I want to be a syndicator. So actually, it's the story of syndication that has gotten me on a very explosive path. And syndication is very easy term. It's pooling of money together from like-minded people for profits into any kind of investment. Could be real estate, could be a product, a company, whatever. So I just chose multifamily because we had single family homes all over, Scott. We thought, the cash flow is okay, but it won't really make us retire, and a lot of problems with the tenants and this and that. So we started buying, like my biggest one, first one was duplex, then 14 units for $180,000. That's my start.
Wow.
About 15 years back, let's say.
That's amazing. So, but I want to go back for a second. Coming from India, selling encyclopedias, selling Bibles, door to door. Now, you're Hindu. And I've always said, from the sales training standpoint, and I totally agree with you, that everything is a sale. Every piece of communication is a sale, and why it's so important. And you learned that a long time ago, but you have to believe in your product. So how were you able to do that?
I'm so glad what you're saying is so true. See, I always have felt when I grew up in Indian religion also, you have to be born as a Hindu to be an Hindu. So actually, then I respect every religion. When it was brought to me 40 years back, hey, this is a Bible company, and very fine people. Actually, I stayed with them for many years, actually, as a matter of fact. But the key thing was I was selling Nave's Tropical Bible and Home Religious Library, cookbooks, and children's books. So they were combination of things, and I was given 7 books. This company gave me Og Mandino, Greatest Salesman in the World, Norman Vincent Peale, Charlie Tremendous Jones, Life is Tremendous. I mean, all these great. And how can I forget Think and Grow Rich, So it was a training in selling. I was young, I was 22 or something. And, in shorts, we are knocking on doors 13 hours a day.
What a great story there. I mean, just from you, I've shared a lot in the trainings that I do that we can train on a lot of technique and a lot of tips and a lot of strategies, but you got to have want to.
Yeah.
And if you don't have want to, that's the one thing that is impossible really to teach or extremely difficult. You have to have want to. You had want to make a difference coming here.
You're so right. I had burned the bridges. I had only few dollars. My uncle sponsored me. So he paid for the first semester's tuition, by the way, and I had to earn money. I mean, I was just waiting. How could I make 3, 4, 5,000 to pay my tuition? And then lo and behold, I liked it. Again, you're so right. It's how we react to the situation. And if we make up our mind that I will learn this, nobody could understand me, by the way, at that time, thick accent. And I was selling outside Atlanta, Georgia, in Austell and Mableton and Douglasville. Nobody could understand, but Southern people, they say, come on in.
Very friendly.
Very friendly. I sold a ton. My first year, I came back, second year, then third year. We when we say third year means summer only. You go to school. So in this company, people come from Harvard, from Stanford, from George Washington, Georgetown, all universities across the country to learn the sales skills and earn some good money. I think my last third summer, I saved $21,000, which
Wow.
was a lot of money back in 78, 78.
A tremendous amount of money. I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
I just think it's such a great, one of the things that I love doing here on Champions of Inspiration is sharing stories like this that can encourage other people that it's really about taking the action, right? You just got to have the want to take the action. And when you work diligently and you learn, uh, anything is possible.
I agree with you totally. Scott, the thing is, many times we learn so many skills, but if we don't apply them, today is the time. Now is the time. I love the book Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Many of your audience have probably read it. It's an amazing book. Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, right? Stephen Covey, Eighth Habit. They all talk about we got to really put into action what we have learned. Goal setting and action, moving the needle, I call it. Every day we need to move the needle. We need to grow every day, be a better person than yesterday and day before. But the past, we should not live in the past. That's the other problem. I think a lot of us have fear. We have our own barriers, I say shackles or chains, as to what we can do. But it's amazing when we let our mind wander and we go and dream big and we start believing in law of attraction and law of manifestation and law of abundance. I think those are the three laws which have really helped me to grow in the last 15 years where I am today. I just feel like that I can do this and look into it, dig into it, then immerse into it, Like, for example, I started with multifamily, but then now we are in hotels, in senior assisted living, ground up constructions. I'm in Bitcoin mining right now. I'm in startups and venture capitalisms and my educational academy where I teach. So, it's all sky's the limit, I guess.
Again, I think it's absolutely fabulous. I so honor you for what you've accomplished. But really, as much as that is the accomplishments, is the approach, is the willingness to learn. It's obvious. It was obvious to me just a few moments ago when you were talking about, you started off with 7 books.
Yes.
And they basically said, read these 7 books and this is your training ground.
Yeah.
But you were naming, again, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the 8th Habit, both Stephen Covey, the other books. My guess Well, I know for a fact you didn't stop with those first seven. You've been a passionate
Thousands.
learner through all of it.
Oh, thousands. I'm the guy, I always spend thousand or two. Well, when even if I didn't have money, I spent $1,000 a year in buying books and tapes and Tony Robbins, Cutting Edge, and Zig Ziglar's, Jim Rohn's books, you name it. I mean, Wayne Dyer's books, Tom Hopkins' books, all the way. And I still have so many. Still, we have given away so many. But then still now, I'll be 70 this year. I listen to podcasts. I listen to positive thinking, watching while I'm doing elliptical or while I'm walking out in the outside. I listen to really good positive mindset things because that's what it's all about. If we can take care of this place right up here, everything is possible. It's the consistency, it's the no fear attitude and abundance attitude, I guess.
I love that consistency, no fear attitude, abundance. I think back, I was very blessed to share the stage with Charlie Tremendous Jones, his last public event before he passed.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Wow. Wow.
And he gave me a great endorsement for my first book.
Wow.
He said, "Thank you so much for working to change the world one book at a time." And
Yes.
but he said, "You're the sum total of the books you read and
So,
the people you associate with."
mhm.
I-
So
And
very
so
true.
and so it's amazing to me that you, to this day, are reading those books, putting in information, working on your mindset continually, because you've lived through the same pandemic everybody else has, correct?
Yes, so true, so true. And we have grown so much during the pandemic, last 3 years from 2019, well, 20, when the pandemic came, I was raising money and I was taking it in a different style that I don't even have to worry because people are working from home and they can be available to talk to me on the phone and also webinars. So I was able to raise $18 million, I remember, in just 3 months.
Wow.
This is like April, May, and June because I'm doing assisted senior living ground up constructions, and we need about 4 million, 4.5 million each. And then we also bought a deal. Oh my gosh, September of 2020, Lakes at Renaissance over there in Austin, Texas, because the engineers were staying in our apartments. So my mind, logical mind said, where else from Florida? I went to Austin, Texas, where more engineers are coming in, and we bought a deal for 35 million or so. And I cannot believe that's my biggest home run ever. We are selling it for 63 million in 1.5 year. Literally
That's
1.5.
that's pretty good return
It's
there.
very good return. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
you would like that on all the projects, wouldn't
My
you?
investors will be very happy, and we are very happy, general partners. Yeah.
So when you put a syndication together, you're really now putting together not only your money, but other people's money to then look at these projects or
Yes.
invest in these projects and take advantage. Are there, with what's going on in the last three years or so, are there many deals out there that are very positive these days?
Very good point. I've done 38 syndications to date. In the last 14 years, I did a lot in the beginning. I only did, like, for purchasing multifamily, only purchased one last year in Tennessee. And then in 2020, purchased only one multifamily, the one I just mentioned. But you're right, they're very hard. You have to work almost going through hundreds of them to find one nugget, gold gem. One, I just got it with my partner last 2 weeks back, $65 million deal. It's 2013 built, which is
Wow.
amazing. And we have 8 to 9 million equity gain right now as we are buying it because we got it off market in certain, connections we had, and it's mismanaged right now. So there are opportunities, but you got to go through lots of them. So I do have one right now. Yeah.
So would you suggest, people reach out and say, hey, I haven't been in this space, but boy, I like the idea of syndication, especially with somebody of your expertise.
I teach also, and I've written a book also, as apartment syndication made easy, right there. And I could speak about this deal because it's a 506C exemption with SEC ruling. In other words, I could advertise, I could talk about it, and I can tell the numbers also to your audience. It's a 3-year hold only. It's 2013 built. It's 20% IRR. It's very hard to get 20% return on your money per year. That's what
Yes.
we are projecting, and we know we can deliver it. We know what we are buying, and it's a 319 or 16 units. It's a med center, very beautiful property. And we are raising money. I raised 5.5 million in 4 days so far.
Oh, geez, that sounds like pretty good 4 days.
Yeah,
I
very good.
appreciate you taking time to do the show.
No, thank you. Actually, our daughter is also involved. I was on vacation for 10 days. I just got back Monday night. We got back from National Canyons and all, but we were sending our investors. We have 480 investors or so in our database who have been giving millions of dollars. So they are the ones. We just sent it to them without any webinar, just a teaser, and they start putting commitments. So we got 5.5 million so far.
That's pretty good for not, not doing the whole dog and pony with that. Now, one of the things that I learned when I met you is your commitment to the assisted living
Yes.
space. In fact, I read an article yesterday that I think 44,000 seniors are being displaced because of closing assisted living.
Oh, wow. Oh,
It's just interesting to me that I read that yesterday, and
wow.
I know your commitment to it. Why are you so committed to the
Very,
assisted
very,
living and what you're doing there?
very committed. What happens, Scott, is that 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every night in
Wow.
USA. And it's going to keep on doing for next 9 years. What? The last baby boomer will be turning 65 in 2031, last one. So there is a huge need-driven market where I'm feeling, and my partner, that we can make a big difference. He's built over 30 of these communities, and I'm building because I can raise a lot of money. He can raise it too, but I have more scope, and now we join together. So we have 7 projects going on right now, actually, and I'm planning to build 5 to 7 every year for about $2 billion is my small goal. I think I can reach it. But that's where we are building from ground up. So we are not taking older senior living facilities and then trying to change them and all. We just get 5 to 7 acre of land ourselves. We pass through the ordinance changes, gets the permits. We have our own general contracting company ourselves. Then we build it in 11 months. We can build everything. It's 1 story, no elevators, with courtyards, 3 to 6 courtyards. It's got wide paths and everything. It's got swimming pools and putting greens and waterfall functions. Inside, it's got spas and salons and dining halls, big chandeliers, sunrooms, movie theater, billiard rooms, and grand pianos. So very good, beautiful facilities that we build, and we manage them ourselves. That's the other part. So we manage vertically also. So we are able to provide all these luxuries, 24-hour service, caregiving, because we buy it from scratch, build it from scratch. We could provide it for about $4,000 a month, which includes all the linen, laundry, 3 meals and snacks, 24-hour care, assisted living, and nurses there, everything, transportation. The good part is it's the same amount of money that people are paying for old and very old, centers. So yeah, I'm very passionate. I'm a senior myself, and I just believe, and you're true, possibly, I don't know,
Yes.
but there's a huge demand for the next 40 years, 40.
Wow.
We are in 2022. For 40 years, if everybody got on the bandwagon, still we will not be able to build enough housing for seniors.
Well, and that's again what shocked me when I read that article yesterday is that it's declining. It's going the other way. The need continues to get greater. And Richard Branson's entrepreneurial philosophy is find a need in the market, perfect the need. In other words, make it better as
Yeah,
you are,
yeah.
and then come into that market and supply something that is superior to what's already there. So I really congratulate you for that, because I again, I honor you for the sharing the respect, honor, and dignity with our seniors.
Oh, that's our motto. Our motto is to spoil the generation that has spoiled us. And then we even have a billboard in Michigan, my partner, where we are saying we want to spoil the seniors because this their, you know, golden years, we call them, before they heavenly go. So assisted senior living is a very close to us. We want to give them the best of the best food and everything and care so that they can really enjoy their living with in our communities. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really fascinating again to hear your story. And I mean, I understand, I've got many friends in real estate that do very well, but you're the first one that I have ever heard of that is so committed to this space, to the assisted living space and taking care of our seniors. And I love the fact that you even create the vertical in there to be the ones to operate. It's not just a matter of the real estate build, it's also
Yeah.
the operation to make sure that the
They
respect, honor, and dignity is
respect,
shown the seniors.
dignity, and everything. You're right. It's the whole experience we want to give them. And that's why we decided not to put elevators, not to go second, third, fourth floor. We are happy with 88 to 94 units. We usually build that big, in 7 acres of land so that it can really give them great quality of life.
That's awesome. What was the driving force for that, or what? I mean, because again, I know many people in real estate and in multifamily, even individual homes, but also multifamily, but they haven't gone to that level. What was the what was the burning desire within you to want to address that market?
Definitely. I mean, for the last 3, 4 years, I've been looking into because the market is really heated up in the working class. As you know, the cap rates have gone down. A lot more people are into conventional multifamily. I already was trying to figure out, okay, where should I go where it's not need driven? Yeah, I mean, not choice driven, like with the jobs opening and everything, but as senior population
Right.
demographically was shifting, I got more interested. Like I said, I'll be 70 this year. So I was a senior also 5 years back, when I turned 65. So I just felt like this is a great opportunity to provide a super product, which could be, bringing quality of life. And that has proven to be very nice. My investors are making great returns. We are building great communities, and everybody's win-win-win situation.
I love the win-win-win and
Yeah.
being able to do that, and the forward thinking of something like this. Again, I applaud you for it. It's obviously a great need we have in our country and quite frankly around the world. But what you're committed to do to build multiples of these around the country, and I've seen the pictures
Oh,
of existing facilities are beautiful. I
thank
mean,
you.
they're just, but I love, but again, the forethought of having them single level
Single
so
level.
that there are no elevators, there are no of the, impediments,
Yes.
that might be done elsewhere. I
You're
mean,
so right about it. And COVID didn't really hurt us at all because our game plan never had elevators. And then also we had total seclusions in our opportunity in our complexes. We enter only one door from the front. So we had full control. And then memory care side also is partitioned off. It's right there in the same building. 20% is memory care and 80% is independent and assisted living. We do it. And then there is a small entrance on the other side for memory care. So everything worked out really well. We had no deaths in the, our seniors and everything in the ones we were managing.
that,
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's awesome. So again, now taking gone from $7 to $750 million in assets, and obviously going to climb if your vision is to 2 billion. What would you say to somebody today that doesn't really know that much about real estate, or is starting to dabble? What advice would you give them, or what thoughts would you share?
I will definitely ask everybody listening or watching us to get into real estate, even at a smaller level. That's what I did as a duplex. We had single family homes and then we bought a duplex. I still own that duplex, by the way. $2,400 rent comes every month, no
Wow.
mortgage, nothing, you know. But then I bought 14 units. So you could please get into two unit duplex or fourplex or 8 units, but get into real estate. You will be amazed. The tax laws are really built for real estate investments, because you could pay 100,000, but then the bank gives you 300,000. That's that loan.
Wow.
And then you're able to, have your tenants or residents, we call them, pay the mortgage down. But when you sell the asset, bank says, don't give me any upside, just pay my loan. What? I mean, there is no way you could do the kind of returns you could do with the leverage. We call it leverage. So it's good to put a little bit money down on down payment, get the loan, and then scale up. That's what I've done. In my case, I've just done a little bit bigger in the sense of pooling money together from family, friends. They don't know how to get a good deal, but people can learn, how to find a good deal and then get their friends involved in joint venture or syndication. This way you could knock down 30 units, 40, 50 units, and the returns are amazing per month.
That's exciting just by itself, to encourage somebody to do that. How do they get a hold of you to learn more from you and
For
potentially
sure.
work with you?
Sure, I'm all over social media. Vinney Chopra. It's Vinney, V as in Victor. Chopra, like Deepak Chopra, but I always say he's my cousin. I've never met him, but there are very few Chopras here. So Vinney Chopra. And then I would love to give your audience a free copy, digital copy of my book. If they could just go to vinneychopra.com, vinneychopra.com/free book. So
Very
they can
nice.
download the free copy of my book. It's in audio also, and it's in Kindle also, paperback, hardback. Then I also wrote another book, which is I've been a very positive person. That's
That is
positive
true.
profitability, which is also on Amazon, international top seller. And that's the one also in all hardback, softback, picture. I mean, and then the other one I'm writing right now is my third book, which is Senior Living Investing Made Easy, because I want to teach the world more and more why this whole silver tsunami is here to stay for 40 years. 40 years. It's
That,
amazing. We'll be 100 million seniors in USA alone. 100 million.
wow.
That's a
That's
one-third population almost.
well,
So,
and I would love to direct people to you because I greatly appreciate your approach to it.
thank you.
The approach of, again, sharing the respect, honor, and dignity the seniors deserve. I
Yes,
love the thought of the senior tsunami and
yes.
being able to do and treat them with that respect. I think that's really neat.
It's a huge, and my investors tell me to, Ken, thank you, Scott, for so nice. My friend Ken, I was talking to several people, right? Ken Walls, you know him
Right.
very well, you
Absolutely.
know. And I just met with Mr. Mark Victor Hansen last week in Scottsdale
Yep.
also. And he just autographed, the book for me and all. So they are
Awesome.
writing a fictional story on me also, looks like. But it's going to be fun. The key thing is, you know, it's a good feeling when you're investing in a venture which is helping seniors, and it's just a very good feeling at home. I mean, when nighttime when I sleep, I feel so good that we are making a difference in the lives of yeah.
I really respect you for that. I really love that. I actually have some friends that syndicators here in Dallas, and but I actually want to share the show with them to
Oh, please.
encourage them to make their outreach to you
Sure.
to connect.
Love to, love to. I may, when we're coming there, my attorney, who has been with me, Mr. Milton Colgrove from the colony, he's been with me 15 years.
Wow.
He's seen me from very little guy to all this. He's looked over every single contract that I've done, every single purchase and sale. So Mr. Milton Colgrove, very nice person. And I've met him only 4 times in 15 years.
Wow.
Only 4 times belly to belly, like for lunch, but always very cordial, and we have done business together. Yeah, it's such a
Well, you are a true inspiration. I so appreciate your approach, and again, you're just fun-loving, joyful. You're the way people should be. So I really greatly appreciate you coming on the show. Would love to have you back again. We'll get an update later on because I know people are going to want to learn more.
thank you. Thank you so much, Scott. God bless you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Vinney. Really appreciate it. And thank you all for joining us here on Champions of Inspiration. We'll see you again tomorrow. God bless.
God bless.